And he told me to sit down, and there was a desk, and I sat down at the desk. And he goes out of the room, and I think he was getting my boss. And he comes back in, and he's like, "You need to go to the bathroom." And I say, "I gotta go to the bathroom." So I go to the bathroom, and as soon as I know this is TMI, but as soon as I pulled down my pants, it was just a gush. It just kept coming, and I just remember it was the worst time. It was the worst time of my life. I mean, I knew that I was losing my baby. And it's a baby at conception. And we saw it on the ultrasound, It was that little tiny dot. It was what we made. And I knew it was gone that moment. And I remember screaming. And I came back into the animal room, and I sat down, and my brother-in-law came with my husband and my boss, and they said, go right now. So my brother-in-law and my husband rushed me to the hospital, and sure enough, I miscarried that day, February 15th. And that was the hardest day of my life, the hardest thing I've ever had to go through. And I am so sorry for anybody that's ever went through a miscarriage, or if you're going through, losing a child anytime, like right now. I am so sorry for you, and I pray for you. I pray for other people that struggles with infertility, and I pray for people that has gone through miscarriages or that are going through it. It's the hardest thing for a woman to ever go through. And don't get me wrong, guys go through, it's hard for guys too. And I never really at the time I never really realized how bad it was for my husband. And I was so depressed and just thinking about the baby and me that I didn't even think about how my husband felt. And not until like recently, within the last couple of years, that I have talked to him about how he felt. And he said he felt hopeless, and he wanted to take my pain away. He was sad that he lost the baby as well. And I never, for a woman, you think, I'm the one who's going through this. I was the one who's carrying this baby. But then you forget, that it's also your husband, that your partner, the dad, he's going through it too. So I just encourage anybody that's going through it now to remember, it's hard on you, but remember the man that's involved, the father. Make sure you talk about your feelings with him. Make sure he's talking back to you, and pray together about the situation. God will see you through it. And I never blame God for my miscarriage. It just happened. Finally the doctor said, she got the blood work back from the day that I went for the ultrasound. And the day after my miscarriage, she called me with the results. And I told her then that I had the miscarriage. And she said if she got those results for the blood test that day, she would have told me then that I was having a miscarriage, because all my numbers and everything went down. And so basically it took me a couple days to have the full miscarriage, but I did have that. And I know it's a really long story, but I just wanted to tell you my entire infertility story. And that was just, about 2 years after our marriage that all that went down. And we've been married almost 12 years now, and we don't have any kids. And I never got pregnant after that. And a couple years later, I decided, okay, it's time to try again. So we went through fertility treatments. We saw fertility specialists. My husband went through some stuff, and he had to watch he had to take colder showers. change his underwear, eat healthier. Um, he had to watch everything too, and then I had to as well, and I had to give myself shots in my hiney, and that was rough. And we're not rich people at all. We don't have. We're low income, and it was very hard to go through fertility treatments, and it was draining us. We went into debt. Finally, we got to where the last month I did it, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I can't afford this. So we had to stop doing it. And I continued taking Clomid and metformin for a while. And then finally my doctor said, there's nothing else I can do. So, and then we didn't have insurance, health insurance for a while. And recently my husband, he works for a school now, and he makes a lot better money than he used to. And I quit working because there's more that I can get done at home, and we're a Christian couple, and it just feels like I can do more for the church, and I can volunteer and do things, and we're with junior high. We're junior high youth leaders at our church, so I can be there for the students, the junior high kids more, being at home. And another thing, with struggling with infertility, stress is a big part, and working and trying to get things done and getting the bills paid, and dealing with family and dealing with church and dealing with all the life things that you have to deal with. I was stressed to the max, and I'll come home and I'd cry. And so finally we decided about a year ago for me to quit my job, and now I just stay at home. And that's not me just being lazy. I mean, I do things, I keep myself busy. But since I've quit my job, life has been a lot less stressful. Excuse me, a lot less stressful. So we're at the point now that I'm 31 years old, and I'm running out of time. I'm running it, I got a small window now, and if I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Going through fertility is hard on a marriage. I mean, we had arguments. It felt like intimacy was like a job at one point, especially for my husband more than it was me. I'm like, am I ovulating? Let's go. And he's like, I want it to be spontaneous. I don't want to time it. And it really was, it was hard. And finally we decided, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And we're still kind of at that point. But we will be overly joyed if we could ever become pregnant. And we have thought about adopting, but it's just, it's expensive. And I'll talk about that later on another video about adopting. And I'm going to talk about on another video about our next steps of what we want to do next. And so I hope that you guys listen. And I'm not very good at explaining things. I'm not very good at talking. But I hope that I can help you. Anybody that's struggling with the things that I've struggled with, I hope that I can help you. And just share this video, like it, subscribe to my video. And I just hope that it can get around to some people that are struggling with the same things as I am. And I pray for people that are struggling with fertility issues or miscarriage, either one. I pray every day for people that's going through that, and I still pray for myself as well. It's not selfish to pray for yourself. It's a good thing to do. And so I'm going to continue praying for you, and let me know if there's special requests that you want me to pray for, and or any questions, and I'll answer them in the next video. So I just wanted to start up these videos to kind of tell you my journey, and just please follow me and see how everything goes, and hope that we can become friends this way. So see you guys. Bye.